Hey everybody, Frick the Tech Guru here, and tonight we're going to check out the new Nvidia GeForce NOW service. I just got my email saying that I got into the beta, so I thought I would go in and give it a try and videotape it basically from the first time trying it out. Now, besides just seeing the service on my Nvidia Shield TV, I honestly have no idea what this is about. I haven't been following it at all. I have tried other cloud gaming services, which I assume this is. And I'm really pumped about the new YouTube Stadia. So this is another one of those services from what I understand, and well, we're just going to see how it looks. Now, this is the beta, so I'm not paying anything for this. As far as I know, when this service actually launches, it's going to be a monthly fee, and it's going to give you access to games that you can play over the cloud. So I'm not sure how this beta is working. I've just logged in. I've just activated the beta, and I'm greeted with a whole bunch of games here. And I'm just going to scroll through them really quickly so you can see what's here. See if I see anything popular. Of course, you have Minecraft and PUBG, Fortnite, My Friend Pedro, which is new. Heard it's a really good game. I'm just going to scroll down the list here. We have Rocket League, one of my favorites. Now it's sorted into genre. So we have action-packed. Got some Assassin's Creed games there, The Witcher, Fallout. So it looks like quite a good selection. Mortal Kombat 11's here. So I don't know what exactly I'm getting with the beta here. So let's just go ahead and click a game, see what it does for us. So I'm going to click Mortal Kombat 11. And it's going to try and launch here, connecting, loading. And I'm going to keep this just in real time, just to kind of give you an idea what to expect as far as load times, wait times, things like that. I have a gigabit internet connection, so there shouldn't be any issue there. If there is an issue for me, then there's going to be an issue for a lot of people. I mean, again, this is the beta, so it's not representative, obviously, of the final product. So now it's asking me to log into my Steam account. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so it's bringing up the Steam store listing. And it's asking me to buy it. So it's obviously not letting me play. Let me try another one. I'm just going to close this. Let's try another one. Let's try a racing game, shall we? How about Dirt Rally? So if it does the same thing here, I think I understand what this service actually is. And it's going to be, if it is what I think it is, it's going to be similar to one of the other services that I reviewed on my YouTube channel before, and that's the Shadow service. Ask me to log in here again. Okay, so it's just bringing me to the same thing, just the buy page. So you have to buy the game. So what I'm assuming is going on now, it's telling me I have a spotty connection, which is ridiculous because I said I have a gigabit internet connection. I'll do a speed test for you here in a second. So basically what it's doing, and I can tell from the background, all it is doing really is logging me into a cloud gaming PC. And it expects me to buy the games on Steam, and then they install to a cloud server. Some of you may already know that this is what it's all about. Again, this is the first time logging into it. I've done no research on this product whatsoever. When I was using it on the Nvidia Shield, it kind of just had the games, and you would just pick them, and they would play. But this looks more like you actually have to install on the cloud server of your Nvidia GeForce. Now, if I go to library, yeah, it tells me that it's completely empty. If I go where is it here? If I go to my library, if I go to my games, yeah, it's going to show my games, and then if I pick one, I can either, I can stream these ones, or if I pick one, say like Civilization, it's going to ask me to install. Let me just see what happens when, exactly. So it has basically a virtual hard drive on the server, 255 gigabytes, I guess is what it is. I can tell this isn't my drive. This is the drive of the cloud gaming service, because my C drive that it's looking at here is actually much larger than this. So what if I hit install? What's it going to do? Yep. You can't play this game right now. To play a game other than Dirt Launcher. Okay, so it's not letting me install any game I want unless it's selectable in the GeForce NOW service. So I'm going to close this. I didn't notice if it was. Let me go up. I saw a free-to-play section. Thought I did. Okay, so free-to-play. So let me pick a game here. Which one should I pick? I have no idea. I don't get to play games as much as I used to, so I suck at all of them, really. Let's just do Team Fortress. See if it does the same thing. I want to load a game, because since this is a cloud-based service, a lot of the main questions I get, especially when I did the shadow video, is questions about lag, graphics quality, obviously, because again, these games that you're running, you're not running on your native computer. This service is more for people who have maybe a cloud book, or a laptop or a computer that's not quite capable of loading games like this. And what you're doing is you're playing games on basically another computer that's on a different server that has more power than you have. But of course, that all depends on your internet connection, what kind of quality you're going to get. So we're going to log into Steam once again. It looks like you have to do that every time you pick a game. And Team Fortress 2 is already in my Steam library. So we're just going to hit play game here. Okay, so I have to install it again. It's telling me I have 255 gigabytes. It's going to tell me it's going to take 4 hours. It's a 21 gigabyte game. So I'm just going to hit next here, see what happens. Okay, so it's downloading. I'm obviously not going to make you sit through this, but let's go over to, it'll tell us here actually. Oh, well, that was quick. It's ready to play already. So chances are all these games that it has selectable are already available on the GeForce NOW server. So it's ready to go. So let's just hop right into it. Ready to launch. Let's play. Okay, so I don't know if you could tell what just happened. The resolution switched a little bit, but the game is loaded. Again, it's telling me I have a spotty connection. So right off the bat, the resolution has changed drastically. It's actually quite low. I'm looking at probably a 720p image. I am running this on a 4K monitor. Right off the bat, I can notice there's a lag with the mouse, which obviously is going to be a huge issue. Any type of lag whatsoever, especially if you're a gamer or a competitive gamer especially, you're not going to want any lag whatsoever. And I can tell there's already a bit of a delay with the mouse pointer. Let me go into the settings, which I don't know where they are. What are all these? Click here to start playing. Oh, it's telling me. Now, again, it's telling me I have a spotty connection. Just so that we are clear here, I'm going to open a window and I'm going to see what exactly. I'm going to go to speedtest.net. Now I'm not getting what I normally get because again I have a gigabit internet service. But I'm getting 511 megabits per second. So that should be more than enough, in my opinion, anyway, to be able to run this service, especially at the resolution that it's at. As you can see, my upload is quite high as well. Okay, so I'm going to close that. I was just making sure that I have a somewhat good internet connection here. I have a couple other devices running in the house, so that might bring my connection down. But either way, it's more than enough. So let's try here. I've never actually played this game, so replays, workshop, options. Yeah, so as I suspected, it's running at 720. Let me just try and switch it to 4K and see what happens. All right, so change resolutions. It's still a little bit choppy. It's like when you're watching a YouTube video and it's running at a lower resolution. It's not quite the quality that the video is supposed to be. I can see some like blurriness, some pixelness. Pixelness, that's not a word. Some pixels that I shouldn't see with a 4K. It's really small now. But anyway, let's try and play a match here and see. Find a game. Blah 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 blah. This lag with the mouse is brutal. And I haven't even started the game yet. So far, before the game even starts, I can tell you that I'm not overly impressed with the service. I have lag in my mouse pointer. I don't like the fact that you have to log into your Steam each time. Basically, it's just giving you a platform to play your Steam games. I can understand why it's there. I understand that people who don't have powerful computers would use a service like this. But if there's going to be a lag, especially with someone with a half gigabit connection or a gigabit connection, chances are you're not going to have a if you don't have that good of a connection, you're not going to have that good of a computer. So again, this is the beta. It's not representative of the final product, but we'll see. And again, I have no idea how to play this freaking game. Okay, so the game is loaded. Now, I can tell you that the lag has gotten a little better. I don't notice it as much now that I'm actually in the game. What's the point of this game anyway? Is this a death match? Oh, I'm back. I don't know what I'm doing, but the main point to show you this is the lag. Now I am running at 4K. Let me try and reduce the graphics. Yeah, that lag is back with the mouse. Okay, let's go to 1920 by 1080. We'll go to full HD here. It appears that the game has froze. Oh, there we go. So obviously you can instantly tell that the quality of the graphics... Is that a bad guy? No. You can tell that the quality has decreased, obviously. Am I invisible? Alright, I'm going to quit that game. I'm going to try one more game before I let you guys go. and give you my final thoughts here. Nothing is responding. Again, this has nothing to do with my computer here. It's the remote computer I'm using with Nvidia. And just to give you a little bit of background on the computer I'm running this on, it's more than capable. I have an RTX 2080 Ti i7 processor, 64 gigabytes of RAM. I'm running off a solid state drive. Like, I mean, I don't need a service like this, but if I were to test it to show you guys, I mean, this is more than capable, or at least it should be. Okay, is there any other way to quit this? Okay. Okay. So obviously I have to pay for all these games. There's no point in even trying them. I think I saw, did I see Counter-Strike? Yeah. Strike Counter-Strike. And if you watch my other video about the Shadow gaming service, it's a little bit different. So Shadow is a cloud-based service, but you get a full computer. So you get a full version of Windows, you get your own hard drive. It's a lot more expensive than this is going to be, I assume, because it's around $30 a month US. And basically, yeah, it gives you, it's called the Shadow Gaming PC. So it's basically a gaming PC in the cloud that you can access. You can do anything on it, not just play games. You can have, you know, Microsoft Office, or you can have Photoshop, or you can do video editing on it. And it just gives you a more powerful computer in the cloud. And again, it's for people who don't have access to a powerful computer in their own home. And it worked okay. I made another video about that. Just give me a second here. I made another video about that as to why I wasn't keeping that service. It just wasn't stable enough at the time. Of course, I'm in Canada and it wasn't officially available in Canada at the time. But it's the same idea. I thought this was going to be a little different, but really it's not. It's just not giving you the full access to Windows. It's just giving you access to basically Steam content on a remote PC server. And I've logged into Steam and I don't seem to get anything. I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that oh, there we go, that I had to quit. So this time it launched right into the game. It didn't bring up the Steam page, but it is running through Steam for sure. Once again, I am getting a little bit of lag with the mouse. I'm not using a wireless mouse, and I have one of the fastest keyboards you can buy. I'm using a Logitech G Pro gaming mouse and a Corsair. It's like their top of the line one. I can't even remember what it's called. So just to kind of compare this with what I've heard about Google Stadia, which is again a similar service to this, you're playing games not on your own, like they're not being run on your own computer. They're actually being run on a cloud server, and then the image is being broadcast to you, similar to watching a YouTube video, basically. And the only reason I think that's going to be bigger is because Google's behind it, and obviously they have the power and they have the resources to make this this type of service as good as possible. So I'm going to wait until that comes out, till I, reserve complete judgment. But I can tell you that I'm not overly impressed with this service so far in the way that it runs. And I have a gaming PC, so I don't need something like this. But if you have a crappier laptop or a crappier PC and you want to run something like this, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I have a good internet connection, a good computer, and it's not running the way it should, especially for a paid service. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully they work the kinks out. I don't know how long the beta's been running. I just got my invitation about a half an hour ago, and I immediately jumped into it and thought I would do this video because Sometimes people like videos with first impressions, kind of getting into it at the same time. I did the exact same thing with my Shadow gaming PC review, and that video overall did fairly well. So now another thing you have to consider is, because I'm going through the cloud, I'm also limited by the internet connection of this cloud PC I'm using. So my computer has to connect to Nvidia, their computer, and then their computer has to connect to the internet. So when I'm playing a multiplayer game like this, I'm not using the internet connection from my home. I'm using that one and another one. So that could slow things down as well. Oh, there we go. All right. I was about to call it quits on that one. So again, the lag seems to be better when you're actually playing the game, which obviously is a plus. I'm noticing a little bit though, not much, but a little bit, and it's just enough that it could seriously mess you up if you're trying to doing any competitive gaming on here. I'm just following this guy around. I don't play this game, as I mentioned. Well, that's that. As far as the frame rate goes, I mean, I'm running 60 frames a second. I mean, the monitor I'm using, which is a 4K monitor, only goes to 60 frames anyway. So again, if you're a competitive gamer, I don't know if this would reach 120, 144 hertz or not. I can't give you that answer definitively. But, I mean, I'm not dropping any frames here anyway. But then again, this isn't really a graphic intense game. And I don't know what resolution it's running at right now. It's not that clear to begin with. As you can tell, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so that is the current state of the Nvidia GeForce NOW. Overall, as I mentioned, that I'm not overly impressed with the type of service this is. If you're paying a monthly fee, you should be able to play most of these games on demand, and that's simply not the case. You'd have to pay for all these games if you were to have your own PC. So you're basically paying for a service that allows you to play a little bit better if you have a crappier computer, but if you don't, then there's really no reason for you to even consider this. That's my thoughts anyway, and that's my first impressions. If you guys know something about this service that I don't, please comment below. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, this is just a very first impression of what I think and what it's like to use this service and what you can do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one.